Good morning. This is February the 25th, Sunday, 2024, and we are in BBIS first year compulsory English class. And in the previous class, we read the 6 paragraphs of the first lesson, first essay, that is the state of the world's health. And in our reading, we tried to understand the concepts of topic, sentence, topic, controlling idea, main idea, supporting details, etc. Now in this class we will follow the exercises and try to cover them. For example, after the reading you have questions here. Let's quickly try doing them. It says main idea check. Read the main ideas of paragraph 2 to 6 in reading 1. Match each paragraph to its main idea. Write the number of the paragraph on the blank line. So first we'll read the main idea given here. There is a clear connection between lifestyle and health. So first is there is a connection between lifestyle and health. This is okay. Match each paragraph to its main idea. So there are 4 paragraphs, there are 4 main ideas, and we'll have to write number of paragraph here. Life expectancy has been increasing in the last 100 years. Okay, life expectancy is increasing. Infectious diseases are still responsible for millions of deaths, especially in developing countries. So this talks about infectious disease. Then research shows both good and bad news about mortality rate. So mortality rate, there is good news also, bad news also. Okay. Nations need to continue to improve the overall health of their citizens. Now let's go back to the paragraph. And then let's see the first one. Clear connection between lifestyle and health. And let's see which paragraph talks about this connection between lifestyle and health. 2 to 6. Okay. 2. Let's quickly read 2. The WHO uses 2 indicators, life expectancy and mortality rates, to assess the health of large populations. Life expectancy is the average age a person is expected to live. Since the beginning of the 20th century, most countries have seen a significant increase in life expectancy. So this talks about increase in life expectancy. Now which paragraph talks about that idea here? Check it. Okay, so now we know. So life expectancy has been increasing in last 100 years. So this is para 2. Now we know that the main idea of paragraph 2 is life expectancy has been increasing in the last 100 years. Now let's read paragraph 3. Once again, this is done. Now there is a clear connection between lifestyle and health. Infectious disease. Research shows both good and bad news about mortality rate. Nations need to continue to improve overall health of their citizens. Now go back. And now we have read paragraph 2. Now we'll go to paragraph 3. Okay, 3. Here we are. Let's read 3. The second indicator of world health is mortality rate. So this paragraph talks about mortality rate, defined as the number of deaths within a specific geographic region mortality data is connected to life expectancy. So here it says that mortality data has a link to life expectancy. Okay. With experts focusing on the number of premature death, in other words, the number of people who die before the average life expectancy within that area. In order to measure the health of a specific region, the WHO focuses on child mortality since this accounts for more than 20% of all permanent deaths. Unlike statistics for life expectancy, mortality rates Unlike statistics for life expectancy, mortality rates provide a less optimistic picture of the world health globally. So life expectancy has good news and mortality rate have bad news. Down by 30% since 1990, which is particularly encouraging since rates have fallen in all world regions. However, beneath this promising trend lies serious disparities between nations and between individuals living within a nation. Mortality rates are falling much more rapidly in wealthier countries, and within a wealthy country, mortality rates are falling more rapidly for those with higher incomes. Therefore, although there are reasons to be hopeful about mortality rates worldwide, there are still areas of concern. Now let's go back to the points. Okay, here we are. So this was number 2. There is a clear connection with lifestyle and health. Infectious diseases are still responsible for millions of health deaths, especially in developing countries. Research shows both good and bad news about, okay, this is number 3. Because third paragraph says that mortality rate is both good as well as bad. Am I right? I don't know. You decide. Research shows both good and bad news about mortality rate. Once again, let's go back to paragraph 3 and revise it. Research shows both good news and bad news about mortality rate. Both good news and bad news about, once again. The second indicator of world health is mortality rate, defined as the number of deaths within a specific geographic region. Mortality data is connected to life expectancy, with experts focusing on the number of premature deaths. In other words, the number of people who die before the average life expectancy within that area. In order to measure the health of a specific region, the WHO focuses on child mortality, since this accounts for more than 20% of all premature deaths. Unlike statistics for life expectancy, mortality rates provide a less optimistic picture. Okay, this is bad news. They provide less, mortality rates provide a less optimistic picture of the world health. Bad news. Is there a good news? Let's check. Globally, child mortality is down by 30%. Now this is good news. Since 1990, which is particularly encouraging since rates have fallen in all world regions. However, beneath this promising trend lies serious now this is the answer, the right answer. So our answer will be number 3, no doubt. For example, this was 2, right? And this is 3, right? 2 and 3 gone. Now let's read paragraph 4. The goal of most governments is, of course, to reduce mortality rates, and to do this, experts target the many causes of premature death. While there has been significant progress in the way medicine treats and even eradicates infectious diseases. So this paragraph talks about infectious disease. These diseases are still responsible for millions of deaths every year, particularly in developing countries. For example, HIV/AIDS, virtually unknown until 30 years ago, has killed approximately 30 million people worldwide. At first, many nations were slow to deal with HIV/AIDS because of the social stigma surrounding the disease. In fact, some governments did not want to accept that HIV/AIDS was a health problem in their countries. Today, however, most countries are working toward HIV/AIDS prevention. As a result of these efforts, new infections are declining 16% globally between 2000 and 2008. The development of new drugs and particularly combinations of drugs has also led to a decline in the number of HIV/AIDS deaths associated with this disease. Okay, number 4 we read. Now let's check. This was 2, this was 3, which one is 4 now? So in paragraph 4 talks about infectious diseases like HIV/AIDS. So infectious diseases are still responsible for millions of deaths, especially in, so this is the answer, paragraph 4. Alright, so paragraph 4 talks about infectious disease. Look, the paragraph talks about HIV and the question uses the word infectious disease and you should be able to connect it. Now 2, 3, 4, let's read paragraph 5 and let's read the 2 sentences. There is a clear connection between lifestyle and disease, so lifestyle and health, and then nations need to continue. I guess this is the last one. Now let's read paragraph 2, 3, 4, 5. Now let's read paragraph 5. Okay, paragraph 5. One factor that clearly affects both life expectancy and mortality rates is lifestyle. So this paragraph talks about lifestyle. For instance, so it shows that lifestyle is connected to life expectancy as well as mortality. For instance, just as eating too little is unhealthy, so is eating too much. Severe obesity can reduce life expectancy by as much as 20 years. It can also lead to diabetes, one of the fastest growing diseases today. Smoking is another lifestyle choice that has serious health consequences. Although the number of smokers is decreasing in developed nations, it is growing in developing ones. The Center for Disease Control, CDC, an organization based in the United States, estimates that there are 1 billion smokers worldwide and that 80% of them live in developing countries every year. Okay, so this paragraph talks about lifestyle, right? Now let's go back and see which ideas about lifestyle. Okay. There is a clear connection between lifestyle and health. So this is paragraph 5. This was 2, this was 3, this was 4, this is 5. Now only one is left. We don't need to read. Sure, this is 6, but let's check. Nations need to continue to improve the overall health of the citizens. Let's read 6 number and still confirm. Here we go. Information about life expectancy, mortality rates, and lifestyle can begin to address the question, what is the state of the world's health today? The answer is a mixed one. Because life expectancy is increasing globally, most people can expect to live a longer life. However, infectious diseases and poor lifestyle choices still lead to millions of deaths, especially in developing countries. This clearly demonstrates the need, look, the word need, the need for nations to continue to work on improving health worldwide. So this sentence says that nations need to work on improving health worldwide. Now go back to the idea and check this one. Nations need to continue to improve the overall health of their citizens. So this is 6 number. This is 6. This is 5. Uh, this is, tell it which one? This is 5? 2? I forgot. This was 2?
This was 5.
No, this is 5, I guess.
Yes, 5.
This is 5.
Yes.
And this one? 2. This one? 4. This one? 3. And 6. Look, it's challenging. It took us 20-minute time. See? Okay. Now let's go to next exercise. A closer look. Look back at reading 1 to answer the following questions. Why is it important for governments to monitor the health of their population? Okay. Why is it important for governments to monitor the health of their population? The answer is in paragraph 1, I guess. Paragraph 1. Okay. Individuals regularly make decisions about their physical and mental. What was the question first? Let me write the question. Why is it important to, options are given, let's check. Why is it important for government to monitor the health of their population? The WHO needs this information in order to assess global health. Ill health can have a serious effect on a person's and family. There is a clear connection between the health of a country's workers and the strength of its economy. There is a direct relationship between healthy lifestyle and good health. So can you guess which one is? Why is it important for governments to monitor the health of their population? The WHO needs this information in order to assess global health. Ill health can have a serious effect on a person and the family. There is a clear connection between the health of a country's workers and the strength of its economy. There is a direct relationship. Let's read paragraph 1. Paragraph 1 has the answer, I am sure. Here we go. Individuals regularly make decisions about their physical and mental health. They do this partly because a serious illness can have a devastating effect on a person and on his or her family. Similarly, just as the health of a family is connected to individuals within that family, the health of a nation is clearly connected to the health of its people. A country's economic strength depends on a healthy, productive workforce. Look here. A country's economic strength depends on a healthy, productive workforce. Therefore, it is in the interest of governments to monitor the health of their populations and to examine the connections between such factors as health and lifestyle. So here is the answer. Now go down and see. Okay. So there is a clear connection between the health of a country and country's workers and the strength of its economy. So this is the answer. Right? Now we know that number C. Why is it important for governments to monitor the health of their population? Because there is a clear connection between the health of a country's workers and the strength of its economy. Right? Okay, now number 2. Which statement is true according to paragraph 2 and figure 1? So now look, here you learn to read data because figure 1 presents data. Which statement is true according to paragraph 2 and figure 1? 100 years ago, an average Japanese man lived to almost the same age as he does today. Now let's go back and check data about Japanese average life expectancy. Okay, Japanese. Japan, Australia, Bangladesh, Brazil, Canada, China, Egypt, India, Saudi Arabia, United Kingdom. So it doesn't mention about Japan, right? But let's read paragraph 2 once again. Does it talk about Japan? Yes, here is. Read this sentence. Today, the average global citizen can expect to live 27 years longer than his relatives in 1990s. Some nations have experienced even more dramatic increases. The average Japanese person, for example, lives 38 years longer than his or her counterpart lived 100 years ago. That means 100 years ago, the life expectancy of Japanese people was 38 years less. And today, the life expectancy of Japanese people has increased by 38 years. Now go to the statement. Number 2. 100 years ago, an average Japanese man lived to almost the same age as he does today. False. Because today he lives 38 years more. Now second, life expectancy in Bangladesh changed from being one of the lowest in 1970, lowest in 1970 to being one of the highest in 30 years later. Now let's check the data of Bangladesh. Look, this is exactly IELTS exam. This is how you read in IELTS. Bangladesh, so it was 45.3, 66. So 45, 55, 65, right? 20%, almost 20%. What is the heading of this table? Life expectancy in 1970, 2015. So Bangladesh, 45. Almost 20% increase, right? 20% increase, 45%. It was 45.3% in 1970 and it became 66% in 2015. It is 20%. Now look the question what it says is 20%. Now go to the question. Life expectancy in Bangladesh changed from being one of the lowest in 1970 lowest, highest. We have to go look back again. Lowest, highest. Okay. Lowest. Now check, is it lowest? Yes, it's lowest, right? It's lowest. Now is it highest? No, it's 82, 74. So this falls, right? So number 2, this is also false. False. Between 1970 and 2010, China and Saudi Arabia saw almost the same increases in life expectancy. Now you have to check China and Saudi Arabia data. Data for China and Saudi Arabia. Okay. China and Saudi Arabia. China 63. China 63.2 to 74. Saudi Arabia 53.9 to 73. Okay. So 63, 74, 11%. Right? 63, 10, 73, 1, 74. About 11%. Now here 53, 63, 73. This is 20%. So Saudi Arabia increased life expectancy by 20%, whereas China increased by 11%. So they don't have same. And now check the question. Now question says, see, Between 1970 and 2000, China saw almost the same. No, it is 11 and 20. It's not almost same, it's double. So this is also false. 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 Now only one is left. Now we can guess this must be right, but let's verify. An average Egyptian lived approximately 21 years longer in 2010 than an average Egyptian lived 30 years earlier. So now this question asks us to compare the data about Egyptians' life expectancy. Go back and check. Egyptian. What did it say? 21 years, right? 21. 21, right? 21. 21. Now Egyptian. 51. 51. 72. 61. 71. And then 71. 72. 21. And all about 22. About 21. 51, 72, 61, 10, 71, 20, and 72, 21. 21. Now check the question. So this is true. Look how we read. We have to read carefully. We have to practice reading. If you practice reading like this at home, you will be ready for IELTS exam and TOEFL exam in the future. You won't have to run after institution Kathmandu Valley if you use this book. This is a wonderful book. Making Connections is a wonderful book to prepare you for TOEFL and IELTS examinations. You practice it. Okay, now third. Which statement is not true according to reading? The first was which is true, now not true. Which statement is not true according to the whole reading? Children account for 1/5 of all premature death. 1/5 of all premature death. Now you have to go to the paragraph which talks about child mortality. Paragraph 3. Child mortality. And you have to read carefully. Look here. Child mortality, okay? So we'll talk about child mortality. And you see it's 5th. Okay. The second indicator of World Health is mortality rates, defined as a number of deaths within a specific geographic region. Mortality data is connected to life expectancy, with experts focusing on the number of premature deaths. In other words, the number of people who die before the average life expectancy within that area. In order to measure the health of a specific region, the WHO focuses on child mortality. Okay. Now, child mortality, since this accounts for more than 20% of all premature death. Okay, note down. 20% child mortality accounts for 20% of all premature death. So 20% means 25 is 100. 25 is 100, right? And the question says, now go to the question. Question says, children account for 1/5 of all premature death. So 20% means 1/5 of all premature death, right? 20% means if 100 people die, then 20 are children. So 25 is 100. So this is true, right? But we are looking for not true. So this is gone. This is false. This is false. We will not select it. Now second, mortality rates show that health is improving for everyone in the world. Okay. Now we'll focus the paragraph which talks about mortality rate. And we know that paragraph 3 and 4 talk about mortality rate. And it says that health is improving for everyone in the world. I don't think so, because it says that poor people still have more problems. Now let's go back to paragraph 3 and focus on the mortality rate 3. Okay, so we were reading here. Unlike statistics for life expectancy, mortality rates provide a less optimistic picture of the world health. Globally, child mortality is down by 30% since 1990, which is particularly encouraging since rates have fallen in all world regions. However, beneath this promising trend lies serious disparities between nations and between individuals living within a nation. Mortality rates are falling much more rapidly in wealthier countries. Okay, mortality rates are falling rapidly in wealthier countries, and within a wealthy country, mortality rates are falling more rapidly for those with higher income. So, mortality rates are falling. They are falling in wealthy countries and wealthy families, right? Therefore, although there are reasons to be hopeful about mortality rates worldwide, there are still areas of concern. Okay, reasons to be hopeful about mortality rates worldwide, still areas to be concerned. Now let's see paragraph 4 also. The goal of most governments is, of course, to reduce mortality rates, and to do this, experts target the many causes of premature death. So it talks about premature death. While there has been significant progress in the way medicine treats and even eradicates infectious diseases, these diseases are still responsible for millions of deaths every year, particularly in developing countries. For example, HIV/AIDS, virtually unknown until 30 years ago, has killed approximately 30 million people worldwide. At first, many nations were slow to deal with HIV/AIDS because of the social stigma surrounding the disease. In fact, some governments did not want to accept that HIV/AIDS was a health problem in their countries. Today, however, most countries are working toward HIV/AIDS. So this is example. And here it talks about that the goal of most governments is, of course, to reduce mortality rates. To do this, experts target premature death. Okay, there has been progress in the way medicine treats and even eradicates infectious disease. Now let's go to the question. I just forgot the question. My memory doesn't help me much. Okay. So fast was cancelled. Mortality rates show that health is improving for everyone in the world. This should be untrue because it says everyone, but we read that mortality rate show that health is improving not for everyone but for wealthy countries and high income families. Right? For poor countries, the mortality rate is not improving. They are still dying because of smoking and HIV/AIDS. So this is not true. Right? Let's check these two also. The number of people dying from premature death is decreasing worldwide. The number of people dying of premature death is decreasing worldwide. So which paragraph talks about premature death? This paragraph, number 4. Okay. Number of people dying of premature death is decreasing, it says. Premature death. While there has been significant progress in the way medicine treats and even eradicates infectious diseases, these is still responsible for millions of deaths every year, particularly in developing countries. Okay, once again, the goal of most governments is, of course, to reduce mortality rates And to do this, experts target the many causes of premature death. While there has been significant progress in the way medicine treats and even eradicates infectious diseases, these diseases means infectious diseases are still responsible for millions of deaths every year, particularly in developing countries. Now let's check the question. This one. Mortality rates show that health is improving for everyone. No, health is not improving for everyone. The number of people dying from premature death is decreasing worldwide. It is not decreasing worldwide because in developing countries, still more people are dying from premature death. So this is, there is a connection between national and individual health, and this is true, no doubt. Para 1. Children account for 1/5 of all premature death. This is true. Mortality rates show that health is improving for everyone in the world. This was true. Was it true or false? False. It was false, right? Yes, it was false. Because we saw that it is different for wealthy nations and poor nations. False. The number of people dying from premature death is increasing worldwide, decreasing worldwide. Help me. Children account, this is done, this is true, right? We are looking for not true answers, right? Mortality rates show that health is improving for everyone in the world, which is false. And the last also, last true. There is a connection between nation, true. We are looking for not true, right? I'm confused between B and C. The number of people dying from premature death is decreasing worldwide. I would like to go back once again and check. Premature death. The goal of most governments is, of course, to reduce mortality rates. And to do this, experts target the many. And it says that mortality rates because of premature death is decreasing, right? It said worldwide. While there has been significant progress in the way medicine treats and even eradicates infectious diseases, these diseases are still responsible for millions of deaths. Okay, is it decreasing? 30 years ago, 30 million people worldwide died, and now, today, most countries are working towards HIV/AIDS. As a result, these efforts, new infections are declining 16%, right? That's also true. Now we got it. Now we got it. Number 3. So, okay. True. False or untrue. True. True. Right? So this is the answer. Look how long time it takes. We have to read para multiple times. Oh God. Number 4. What does the reading suggest about the early attitude of some countries to HIV/AIDS? Okay, attitude. Early attitude. How did the countries look at HIV/AIDS? Attitude. Some governments did not realize the seriousness of this disease Not all countries had the necessary resources to deal with this disease. Some countries did not immediately address HIV/AIDS because they did not want to admit this disease was in their country. Many countries were slow to deal with HIV/AIDS because they did not know how to prevent it. Okay, did not realize the seriousness. Not all countries had necessary resources, did not immediately address the problem. Some were slow. Now let's go to paragraph which talks about HIV/AIDS. This must be paragraph 4. 4. The goal of most governments is, of course, to reduce mortality rates. And to do this, experts target the many causes of premature death. While there has been significant progress in the way medicine treats and even eradicates infectious disease, these diseases are still responsible for millions of deaths every year, particularly in developing countries. For example, HIV/AIDS, virtually unknown until 30 years ago, has killed approximately 30 million people worldwide. At first, many nations were, now look, here is the answer. At first, many nations were slow to deal with HIV/AIDS because of the social stigma surrounding the disease. In fact, some governments did not want to accept that HIV/AIDS was a health problem in their countries. They were slow. Why? Because they did not want to accept that it was a problem. Now go back to the question. They were slow because they did not want to accept. Okay. Slow. They were slow because they did not know how to prevent. This is correct, but this is wrong. Some countries did not immediately address the HIV/AIDS because they did not want to. Oh, this is the right answer. Look, did not immediately address means they were slow. Look how questions are made. They use synonyms. Did not immediately address means they were slow in addressing. And then they did not know, they did not want to admit. Look, it said they were not agreeing to say we have it. So this is the right answer. Right? Okay. A, B, C, D. Okay, number 5. According to paragraph 4, the number of new HIV/AIDS cases fell between 2000 and 2008 because of changes in lifestyle. True or false? So we'll go to paragraph 4 and it talks about HIV/AIDS. And it says the number of cases fell between 2000 and 2008 because of life. So we have to see, did this decline result because of lifestyle? Let's go to paragraph 4. Paragraph 4. Once again, quick reading. The goal of most governments is, of course, to reduce mortality rates, and to do this, experts target the many causes of premature death. While there has been significant progress in the way medicine treats and even eradicates infectious diseases, these diseases are still responsible for millions of deaths every year, particularly in developing countries. For example, HIV/AIDS, virtually unknown until 30 years ago, has killed approximately 30 million people worldwide. At first, many nations were slow to deal with HIV/AIDS because of the social stigma surrounding the diseases. In fact, some governments did not want to accept that HIV/AIDS was a health problem in their countries. Today, however, most countries are working towards HIV/AIDS prevention. As a result of these efforts, new infections are declining 16% globally between 2000 and 2008. The development of new drugs, and particularly combination of drugs, has also led to the decline of number of HIV/AIDS deaths associated with. So this decline is not because of lifestyle, as the question says. It's not because of lifestyle. It's because of new drugs and combination of drugs. Now go to the question. Which according to paragraph 4 number of, so this is false. This is false because the paragraph says that it's not because of lifestyle, right? Where is? It's not lifestyle, it's because of drugs. Number 6, which statement is true according to the reading? Okay, diabetes, which is closely connected to obesity, is growing more quickly than any other diseases worldwide. Okay, annually 6 million people die from tobacco-related products throughout developed countries, including the United States. Although smoking is increasing in developing countries, the majority of smokers today live in wealthier countries. The news about smoking is mixed because the number of smokers in developed nations is decreasing while the number of smokers in developing countries is increasing. Oh, so difficult. We have to read back. Diabetes, first talks about diabetes connected to obesity, diabetes growing. One. Second is tobacco related product, people die. Third is smoking is increasing in developing countries, but majority smokers live in wealthier countries. Okay, diabetes, death by smoking, number of smokers, and news about smoking mixed because number of smokers in developed countries, nations is decreasing while it is increasing in developing countries. Now, which paragraph talks about diabetes and smoking? Which paragraph talks about diabetes and smoking? Maybe I guess paragraph 5. Paragraph 5. Read paragraph 5. It must be about diabetes, smoking. One factor that clearly affects both life expectancy and mortality rates is lifestyle. For instance, just as eating too little is unhealthy, so is eating too much. Severe obesity can reduce life expectancy by as much as 20 years. It can also lead to diabetes. Okay, obesity can reduce life expectancy by 20 years and it can lead to diabetes. One of the fastest growing diseases, okay, diabetes as a fastest growing disease today. Smoking is another lifestyle choice that has serious health consequences. Although the number of smokers is decreasing in developed nations, okay, number of smokers is decreasing in developed nations, it is growing in developing ones. Number of smokers is decreasing in developed nations, but it is growing in developing ones. I guess this is the answer. Now go back to the question. Read here. Although smoking is increasing in developing countries, the majority of smokers today live in the wealthier countries. The news about smoking is mixed because the number of smokers in developed nations is decreasing. The number of smokers in developed countries is decreasing while the number of smokers in developing countries is increasing. This is the which statement is true? This is true. We don't need to order. Okay. Now move down. Check the skill review. In skills and strategies 1, you learned that each paragraph has a main idea and that writers express the main idea in different places in a paragraph. Finding the main ideas of each paragraph will help you better understand academic text. We did that. Look over reading 1 again and review the main idea. Check where did you find the main ideas of paragraph 2 to 6. Put a check in the correct columns to show where you found the main ideas. Some paragraphs may have more than one column checked. Okay. Oh God. How many exercises? Paragraph 2. First sentence, second sentence, whole paragraph repeated at the end of the paragraph. Number 2. Okay, in your copy make this table. Then we'll read. Make the table quickly. So we'll go back to paragraph 2. We'll read carefully. We'll first look at the main idea and then we'll see if the main idea comes at first. Because if you remember, last time I taught you about pyramid structure. Then I taught you about inverse pyramid structure. Then I taught you about sandwich structure, right? And I said that in pyramid structure, main idea comes in the first sentence and then details come, then details follow. So this is main idea and detail pyramid structure. In reverse pyramid structure, first we have details, then we have main idea, and where you will see words like therefore, right? In the third we saw that first we have details, last also we have details, and in between the details we have the main idea. So if the paragraph has main idea in the first sentence, it has pyramid structure. If the paragraph has the main idea at the end of the paragraph, then it has reverse pyramid structure. And if the paragraph has main idea in the second sentence or somewhere in between, it has what do you call this? Sandwich structure, right? And sometimes main idea is not expressed clearly by any single sentence, but the whole paragraph carries main idea. Then it becomes quite challenging. If the main idea is not expressed directly by a single sentence, rather it is the gist of the whole paragraph, then the reading becomes quite challenging. Now we'll first read paragraph 2 and we'll check whether the main idea is in the first sentence or second sentence or whole paragraph or at the end with therefore. Go back to paragraph 2. So first, if you remember earlier, which of these had paragraph 2? There is a clear connection between lifestyle and health. This was 5. Our life expectancy has been increasing in the last 100 years, huh? 2? Yes. This was 2? Yes. Have you noted down? Yes. Are you sure? Yes. So the main idea of paragraph 2 is life expectancy has been increasing in the last 100 years. Right? Number 2? Yes. Are you sure? Yes. Now we'll go to paragraph 2 and we'll read the sentences and we'll ask the question, is this idea in the first sentence? Is this idea in the second sentence? Is this idea at the end? Or is this idea not given directly, but the paragraph implies that? Now let's go to, once again note down this. Life expectancy has been increasing in the last 100 years. Okay? Number 2. Now let's go to paragraph 2. Look, reading is quite challenging. It's not a joke. Look how much time we are spending reading. Okay, the WHO uses 2 indicators, life expectancy and mortality rates, to assess the health of large population. So the first sentence does not talk about the main idea. Life expectancy is the average age a person is expected to live. Second sentence also does not present main idea. It defines life expectancy. Since the beginning of the 20th century, most countries have seen a significant increase in life. Okay, third sentence. Since the beginning of the 20th century, most countries have seen a significant increase in life expectancy. So in paragraph 2, sentence Number 3. 1 does not talk about main idea. 2 does not talk about main idea. 3 presents main idea. Now let's read 4. Today, the average global citizen can expect to live. This example, this detail. This is detail. And this is the main idea. Where did it? Yes. Since the beginning of the 20th century, most countries have seen a significant increase in the life expectancy. So do you see? Okay, let's draw this picture. So S1, S2, they present detail, right? And S4, S4, S5, S6. These also present details, right? And S3 presents main idea. So do you see in paragraph 2, the main idea is packed between details. So paragraph 2, this paragraph has what structure? Sandwich structure. My spelling is doubtful. Paragraph 2 has sandwich structure. First sentence, second sentence, detail. Third sentence, main idea. Fourth sentence, detail. Now go to the question. Paragraph 2, first sentence, does first sentence main idea? No. Right? Does second sentence main idea? No. Repeat at the end of the, we didn't check, we have to check it, we have to go back again. So first sentence doesn't have, second sentence doesn't have, third sentence has the main idea, right? Because we said that the main idea is life expectancy has been increasing in the last 100 years. Now let's read the whole paragraph and check the last end of the paragraph also, second sentence, second paragraph, right? Look how challenging it is to read. So we said that, we said that this is the main idea, right? Today, the average global citizen can expect to live 27 years longer than his relatives in the 1900. Some nations have experienced even more dramatic increases. The average Japanese person, for example, lives 30 years longer than his or her counterpart lived 100 years ago. As figure 1.1 indicates, even the last 40 years has seen considerable increase worldwide. Therefore, using this indicator of life expectancy, look here. Therefore, using this indicator of life expectancy, the world at the start of the 21st century is significantly healthier than at the start of the previous century. So, sentence 3 said that life expectancy has significantly increased. Sentence 3 said that life expectancy has significantly increased. And the last sentence is repeating that idea. So, last sentence repeats the main idea in sentence 3. How? By using the word therefore. Now go to the question. Now we have the answer. So first sentence, no. Second sentence, no. whole paragraph? No. Repeated at the end of the paragraph? This is right. Last sentence, that it starts with therefore. Right? So, this paragraph has a sandwich structure. Right? S1, S2 detail, S3 main idea, S4, 5, 6 also detail, and the last sentence repeats the detail. So this is true. Right? Look how difficult it is. It's not easy to read. Look how difficult. The text seems so simple, but look how much energy it requires to understand. Okay. Now, compare your answers with the partners, because we don't have anyone else in the class. We have only you are present today, so we can't compare. We'll move ahead. Okay. Vocabulary development. Definitions. Find the words in reading 1 that are similar to the definitions below. If you remember, while reading, some words are bold-faced in your text. Definitions. Find the words in the reading 1 that are similar to the definitions below. A signal that makes something clear. We forgot, right? We did only one, right? Oh God, I didn't realize. Yes, you're right. We did only one. Oh God, we did for 2, right? So for 2, this is correct. Now we go to for 3. 3. First, let's check the main idea for 3. For 3, main idea for 3. So this was 2, as you said, right? This was 2, right? Which was the main idea for 3? ABCD, which one? Huh? D. Research shows both good and okay. So you would say that the main idea for 3rd paragraph is research shows both good and bad news about mortality rate. So yes, paragraph 3 talks about mortality rate. And this main idea says that research shows there is both good news and bad news about mortality rate. Now we'll go to paragraph 3 and read it carefully. Paragraph 3. Here we go. The second indicator of world health is mortality rate, defined as the number of deaths within a specific geographic region. Now look, S1 does not give the main idea, right? Now, mortality data is connected to life expectancy, with experts focusing on the number of premature death. S2 also does not give an idea, right? The number of, in other words, the number of people who die before the average life expectancy within that area. In order to measure the health of a specific region, the WHO focuses on child mortality, since this accounts for more than 20% of all premature death. S3 also does not give the main idea, because the main idea is that the news is both good and bad. Unlike statistics for life expectancy, mortality rates provide a less optimistic. So S1, S2, S3. S1 does not present an idea. S2 does not present an idea. Then S3 does not present an idea. Unlike statistics for life expectancy, mortality rates provide a less optimistic picture of the world health. Okay. S1, S2, S3, S4. Unlike statistics for life expectancy, mortality rates provide a less optimistic picture of world. So it says it's only bad news. So it also doesn't provide the main idea. Now, globally, child mortality is down by 30% since 1990, which is particularly encouraging since rates have fallen in all world regions. However, beneath this promising trend, okay, this also doesn't provide S4, S5 also doesn't provide an idea. However, beneath this promising trend lie serious disparities between nations and between individuals living within a nation. Mortality rates are falling much more rapidly in wealthier countries, and within a wealthy country, mortality rates are falling. Mortality rates S5, right? S5, 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 S6. However, beneath this promising trend lies serious disparities between nations and between individuals living within a nation. Mortality rates are falling much more rapidly in wealthier countries. S7. S7. Mortality rates are falling much more rapidly in wealthier countries, and within a wealthy country, mortality rates are falling more rapidly for those with higher income. Therefore, okay, S8. S8. There are 8 sentences. Therefore, although there are reasons to be hopeful about mortality rates worldwide, there are still areas of concern. Now look, this sentence says, there are reasons to be hopeful, good news, and still areas of concern, bad news. So this S8, sentence number 8, expresses main idea, but it uses the word therefore at the end. Now go to the question. Three, right? First sentence presents main idea? No. Second sentence? No. Whole paragraph? No. Repeated at the end of the paragraph? Yes, with therefore. Right? Or let's say one thing, let's say. The main idea is spread throughout the paragraph and it is repeated at the end of the paragraph. Right? But are we supposed to choose two or only one? Review the main idea, check where did you find the main ideas, the paragraph 2 to 6, put a check in the correct column. So we'll check only one, not two. We are not allowed to check two, we'll check only two. So paragraph 2 also last, 3 also last, right? Now let's go to 4. Look, people say it's easy to read, but look how challenging it is to read. Which has number 4? Which paragraph? There is a clear connection between lifestyle and health. This is 5. Life expectancy has increased. This is 2. Infectious diseases are still responsible. Research shows good news and bad news. 3. Which one was 4?
Option C.
Option C. This is 4, right? Infectious diseases are still responsible for millions of deaths, especially in developing countries. So we'll read paragraph 4 now carefully, and we'll look for the sentence which talks about infectious diseases in developing countries. We'll go to paragraph 4, we'll read sentence by sentence, and we'll look for that sentence which talks about infectious diseases responsible for deaths in developing countries. Once again, infectious diseases responsible for deaths in developing countries. Which sentence says this thing? Okay, paragraph 4, right? 4. Go to paragraph 4. Okay, here we are. Okay, Let's read now. Infectious diseases responsible for deaths in developing countries. The goal of most governments is, of course, to reduce mortality rates, and to do this, experts target many causes of premature death. Okay, so this is S1, sentence 1, right? Does it express main idea? No. Right? No. Okay. This is S2, sentence 2. While there has been significant progress in the way medicine treats and even eradicates infectious diseases, these diseases are still responsible for millions of deaths every year, particularly in developing countries. Is it main idea or not? Huh? What do you think? Yes? Because you said that infectious diseases are still killing millions of people in developing countries. That was my idea. And as to read, while there has been significant progress in the way medicine treats and even eradicates infectious diseases, these diseases means infectious diseases, is still responsible for millions of deaths every year, particularly in developing countries. So this S2, this is the main idea. This is the main idea. Now read further. For example, now detail. These are detail. Let's read once again. S2, now S3. For example, now this is not main idea because it is example. HIV AIDS virtually unknown now. S3 and S3, okay. S4. At first, many nations were slow to deal with HIV AIDS because now also example. So this is not main idea, not main idea. Now S5. Where is S5? Okay. S5. In fact, some government did not want to accept HIV AIDS was a health. This is also not main idea. Cancel. Then S6. Today, S6. Today, however, most countries are working towards HIV AIDS prevention. This is also not main idea. Now S7. As a result of these efforts, new infections are declining 16% globally between 2000 and 2008. This is also not main idea. Now S8. The development of new drugs and particularly combination of drugs has also led to a decline in the number of HIV AIDS deaths associated with disease. This is also not main idea. So not main idea S1, S3, only S2 is main idea. Now come to the question. So number 4, second sentence has main idea. Right? Now number 5. Go back and first check the main idea for 5. Okay. The main idea for number 5 was there is a clear connection between lifestyle and health. Connection between lifestyle and health. Now let's go to paragraph 5. Paragraph 5. One factor that clearly affects both life expectancy and mortality rates is lifestyle. Okay, so let's number the sentence. This is S1. One factor that clearly affects both life expectancy and mortality rate is lifestyle. What was the question? I forgot the question. My memory is so poor. Oh God. The main idea was there is a clear connection between lifestyle and health. Let me write here. Clear connection between lifestyle and health, right? And then read para 5. We're reading 5, no, isn't it? 5. Okay. Clear connection between lifestyle and health. One factor that clearly affects both. The question has the word clear. This sentence also has the word clear. One factor that clearly affects both life expectancy and mortality rate is lifestyle. But this sentence doesn't talk about health, and the question has the word health. For instance, just as eating too much. Now look, for instance, this is detail. This is detail, S2. So this, once a sentence gives a detail, it can't be a main idea. Okay, now S3. Severe obesity can reduce life expectancy by as much by 20 years. This is also detail, data. This is also data, this is also detail. So, S2 is not main idea. S3 is not main idea. It can also lead to diabetes, S4. Not main idea. Smoking is another lifestyle choice that now another S5, not main idea, because example, then although the number of smokers is increasing in developed nations, it is growing in developing ones. The Center for Disease Control, CDC, an organization based in the United States, estimates that there are 1 billion smokers worldwide and that 80% of them live in developing countries. Every year 6 million people die from tobacco related products. Okay, every year 60 lakh people die from tobacco related products, including those who contracted disease from second hand smoke, that is smoke inhaled by non-smokers. Such lifestyle choices lead to poor health both for individuals and countries. The question was clear connection between lifestyle and health. So which sentence do you think expresses that idea that there is a clear connection between lifestyle and health? Number 2, no. Number 3, no. Number 4, no. Number 5, no. Number 5, no. Then number 6, no. Number 7, no. Number 8, 6 million people die from tobacco related product. Clear connection between lifestyle and health. Such lifestyle choices, means smoking, lead to poor health. Okay, can you tell me which one? Okay, I agree with you. I was thinking it might be first, but I agree. So the main idea that there is a clear connection between lifestyle and health is expressed by the last sentence. Such lifestyle choices lead to poor health both for individuals and countries. So the right answer is for number 5. The right answer is last one. Right? Okay, number 6. Now let's check the main idea for number 6 first. So the main idea for number 6 is E, right?
Yes.
Nations need to continue to improve the overall health of their citizens. So we will read paragraph 6 and we'll locate the sentence which has this idea that nations need to continue to improve the overall health of their citizens. Number 6. Information about life expectancy, mortality rates, and lifestyle can begin to address the question, what is the state of the world's health today? Let's number the sentence S1. Let's ask the question, does this sentence express an idea? No. It doesn't talk about need of nations. Number 2, S2. Let's number this S2. Let's number this S3. And then let's number this S4. S4. Let's number this S5. And then let's number this S6. S6. And then let's number this S7. Let's number this S8. Let's number this S9. And then let's number this S10. There are 10 sentences, right? Now let's read and ask the question, which one expresses the need for nations to do something? Okay, S2. The answer is a mixed one because this is also not main idea. Because life expectancy is increasing globally, most people can expect to live a longer life. This is not main idea. However, infectious diseases and poor lifestyle choices still lead to millions of deaths, especially in developing countries. This is also not main idea. This clearly demonstrates the need for nations to continue to work on improving. Oh, the question had the word need. The paragraph has the word need. So I guess this should be the main idea. This clearly demonstrates the need for nations to continue to work on improving health worldwide. So this is the main idea. And these are details. Wait a minute. I'll use another color. Main idea. And let's move ahead. Next sentences. Providing jobs and increasing income is important part of this effort. This is not main idea. There is also a strong connection between education and health. This is not the main idea. People who are better educated are less likely to contract serious diseases and are more likely to recover when they get sick. This is not main idea. Knowledge allows people to make healthy lifestyle choices, get better jobs, eat healthier food, and pass these advantages to their children. This is not the main idea. With increasing access to good education as well as the ability for people to support themselves, the world's health will no doubt improve. This is not the main idea. The main idea is number 5. So do you see the sandwich structure here? S1, 2, 3, and 4 detail, and S5 main idea, then S6, 7, 8, 9, 10 detail. Right? Sentence number 5. But in the question, there is no option for sentence number 5. It's a sentence 1, sentence 2, then whole paragraph, and then repeated. So is it repeated at the end? Once again, this clearly demonstrates the need for nations to continue to work on improving health worldwide. And the question was, the main idea was, nations need to continue to improve the overall health of their citizens. Wait a minute, did we make a mistake? Did we make a mistake? Let's first write this main idea. Let's write here. I'll write the main idea. The main idea is, let me write, nations need to continue. Let me write here. Nations need to continue, to improve the overall health of their citizens. This is the main idea. And let's go to paragraph 6 now. And this clearly demonstrates the need for nations to continue to work on improving health worldwide. For the question of the world, their citizens, right? Let's check once again. Is there any confusion? Information about life expectancy, mortality rate, and lifestyle can begin to address the question. This is not main idea. Let's cross with red ink. This is not the main idea. No doubt. Okay? Do you agree? What is the state of the world's health today? This is also not main idea. It's a question, not main idea. The answer is a mixed one, not main idea. One, because life expectancy is increasing globally, most people can expect to live a longer life. This is also not main idea. However, infectious diseases and poor lifestyle choices still lead to millions of deaths, especially in developing countries. This is also not the main idea. This clearly demonstrates the need for nations to continue to work on improving health. Nations need improve the overall health. The only missing word is here. There is citizen, and here is worldwide. Providing jobs and increasing incomes is an important part of this effort, since there is a direct correlation between income level and health. This is not main idea because it tells how to do that, the detail. This is not main idea. There is also a strong connection. Nations need to continue to improve the overall health of their citizens. There is also a strong connection between education and health. This is not the main idea. People who are better educated are less likely to contract serious diseases and are more likely to recover when they get sick. This is also not the main idea. Knowledge allows people to make healthy lifestyle choices, get better jobs, eat healthier food, and pass these advantages to their children. This is also not main idea. Because the main idea is nations need to continue improving the overall health of the citizens. Which is sentence number 5. With increasing access to good education as well as the ability for people to support themselves, the world's health will no doubt improve. Okay. Now we get some idea. Sentence number 5. This clearly demonstrates the need for nations to continue to work on improving health worldwide. And now read the last sentence. Last sentence. With increasing access to good education as well as the ability for people to support themselves, the world's health will no doubt improve. Last sentence says, the world's health will no doubt improve. And sentence 5 says that nations need to continue to improve the health. So sentence 5 also talks about improving health. And last sentence also talks about improving health. Sentence 5 also talks about improving health. And sentence 10 also talks about improving health. Now, go to the table. Sentence 6. First sentence, does it have for main idea? No. In paragraph 6, first sentence is the main idea. Second sentence, no. Whole paragraph, no. This is right. Look how challenging it is to read. And if you practice like this at home, the whole book, making connection, no doubt you will get better marks in your TOEFL IELTS exam. That's the best preparation. Okay, now let's move to the vocabulary development now. We'll leave the class in a while. We'll take a break. Vocabulary development definitions. Find the words in reading 1 that are similar to the definitions below. Let's do one thing. All the words are bold-faced. Let's quickly scan and you note down the bold-faced words. Then we'll check. From paragraph 1, no word. Okay, write one. Population. First is population. Look here. Note down. Note down. Did you note? Okay. Then the next word highlighted is century. Note down. Century. Did you note? Third is region. Note down. Did you note? The next word is lifestyle. Note down. Lifestyle. Did you note? Then the next word is, that's all. Now let's go to exercise. Okay. Maybe there are more words. A signal that makes something clear. Noun, paragraph 2. Noun, okay. Signal that makes something clear. Signal that makes something clear, paragraph 2. Signal that makes something clear. Let me write. Signal that makes something clear. Read. The WHO uses 2 indicators. Okay, got it. So what is the word? Indicator. Okay. Now, to decide the quality or importance of something, verb paragraph 2. To decide the quality or importance of something, to decide the, what is the word? To decide the quality or importance of something. To decide the quality or importance of something. To decide the quality or importance, let's write. To decide the quality or importance of something. Let's read. The WHO uses 2 indicators, the life expectancy and mortality rate, to assess. Oh, got it. Because it is a verb, right? Assess. Done. Now third. A person who has same position as someone else in a different place or time. Oh God. A person who has same position as someone else in a different place or time. Noun, paragraph 2. Noun, paragraph 2. Noun, paragraph 2. Okay, life expectancy average age a person is expected to live since the beginning of the 20th century. Most countries have seen a significant increase in life expectancy. Today, the average global citizen can expect, today the average global citizen can expect to live 20 years longer than his relatives in 1900. Some nations have experienced even more dramatic increases. The average Japanese person, for example, lives 30 years longer than his counterpart lived. Maybe counterpart. The word is counterpart, I'm sure. The word is counterpart. Check. The word must be counterpart. A person who has same position, yes, counterpart. Counterpart. If you and me are having a dialogue at a table, you are my counterpart. Okay. Hopeful, adjective, paragraph 3. Hopeful, adjective, paragraph 3. Hopeful, adjective, paragraph 3. Okay. Hopeful, adjective, paragraph 3. Hopeful, hopeful. Hopeful. Hopeful, optimistic, optimistic, right? And then general direction of changes or okay, rest I will not do, you do it, okay? Rest I will not do, you try at home. It is consuming too much time.
General direction.
Huh?
Question.
Huh?
I said question. And question so that.
Question? You have a question? We have done up to 4. Rest I said you do at home. You read and find out. Now let's go to word in context. Okay, I will skip this section because this is not in our course also. I just dealt in detail because I thought this might be helpful for your TOEFL IELTS exam. I'll skip this section. This is not in the course, right? Okay, if you check the curriculum, for example, if you check the curriculum, we were supposed to read about controlling idea. We have done that. Main idea, we have done that. Now we have reading 3, cause and effect, chapter 1. Let's find out where is cause and effect. We might take a break now. Cause and effect. Changing, let's check the table of content first. Cause and effect. Cause and effect. Oh, this image file doesn't have the table of content. So we are stopping here. We have done one reading. Just a minute. We have completed 2 readings, right? 2 chapters, I mean. We have talked about main idea, we have talked about, but we have not dealt with chapter 2, right? What is in chapter 2? Do you have the book? No. So we will stop here today and take a break and come after 20 minutes. Okay? Thank you.